Thanksgiving tips for emotional sanity. How do you prepare yourself emotionally for a social gathering that you're anxious about? How can you stay centered and grounded against all potential family drama, especially these times over the holidays? What can you do to break free from the negative experiences that you had faced in previous years? Welcome to Rise to Realize podcast. I am your host, Arda. Thank you for joining me today to explore some practical answers to these questions. Let's go. Now, imagine that you're about to attend another Thanksgiving dinner at your beloved auntie's house. She loves cooking for the family. It's another festive gathering with about 20, yes, 20 family members ready to have a great meal together. It's a feast. It's a very stressful event for you though. You are not as extrovert as others. But this year, you come prepared. You've been practicing emotional mastery for the last 3 months, and you are curious if all of that training will pay off tonight. Let's wait and see. Well, the dinner starts off very well. You're happy about that. You love catching up with your cousins. As the dinner is about to be served, suddenly, and to some degree expectedly, your uncle makes an off comment. Can you guess what? Well, he asks how your diet is going. You notice he's a little tipsy, okay? Let's give it to him. Yet, you're taken aback by his question, awkward question, in the middle of the dinner, in front of everybody. Right at that moment, you look for your usual anger. Oh, it's not there. That charge that used to take over is not as strong as before. Tonight, for some reason, you find yourself getting irritated instead of getting angry. Big difference, my friends. The intensity is simply not there. You're taking your uncle's comments in stride. It's shocking to you. Such offensive, inconsiderate comments would have usually set you off. As a matter of fact, you left last year's Thanksgiving dinner early because of your uncle. He said it again. He commented on how many diets you had done thus far. That was last year. He's repeating the pattern, but guess what? You are no longer in the pattern. Now things are coming together. You remember parts of your emotional mastery training. Yes, it is. You are prepared. So you pause naturally right in the heat of the moment, as the emotional mastery training tells you to do. Then you observe your thoughts and feelings, which you did very well, because yes, you are irritated and you accepted your emotions as natural outcome of your thoughts, of your internal workings, internal programming. But because you understand it, you're not bothered by it. You are simply not bothered by it. Now, but now you know why you're reacting. Compared to last year, which you stormed out of the party very, very upset, very angry, now you understand because you have learned so much about yourself during the last 3 months when you were working on this emotional mastery path. You know, yes, your emotional reactions come from your insecurity about your body, about your weight. And coming to this dinner, one thing that you didn't want to happen is happening right now. So you expected, kind of expected. You didn't want it to happen, but you expect it because it's a pattern. And when you're dealing with these insecurities, with these repressed fears, you keep attracting these triggers, comments from people that are triggering to you. Well, you expected that you're going to be put down by your uncle, in front of the family. That was the whole training for. And part of your emotional mastery, you've written so many times in your daily review journal how you felt inside. You stopped blaming others because you knew these comments had a certain impressions in your psyche, in your programming. Almost as if you've been getting ready for this moment, right? As you observe your thoughts, you take a step back to do your 3 by 3 breath, which is the welcoming, the charge, welcoming the irritation, the frustration, the upset, and then releasing to the earth through the exhale. That's what the 3 by 3 breath is all about. So you simply ground that irritation energy into the earth. As you exhale, you feel the ground underneath your feet, and then, my friend, you respond calmly. Imagine you're being triggered and you kind of take that trigger, it passes through you, and you do this power method, 5 step power method, as I'm explaining to you, this emotional mastery training. And then you go through that process, the protocol, and grounded, centered, you respond calmly to your uncle or whomever you are dealing with. Uncle Tom, you say, what kind of comment is that? To be honest, I feel put down. How is it that every year I get a question about my diet? What exactly would you like to know? 30 people suddenly stop talking. The 5 second silence in Auntie's dining room feels like 5 hours. All eyes are Uncle Tom. He is speechless. He doesn't know how to respond. His eyes look down and he murmurs, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to pick on you. Everyone breathes a sigh of relief. You can see a little smile on everybody's faces as if they approve of your move of standing up for yourself. That is the question. Can you stand up for yourself, stand by your feelings, and express them fully, courageously, in the heat of the moment when you are being triggered by these awkward comments that your relatives, that your friends, that your family, that your kids, your spouse, your parents, your colleagues, your boss, whatever, whomever, and whoever, can you stand up? Well, something like this is like a little personal victory in the middle of a Thanksgiving dinner that you will never forget. I hope this Thanksgiving, I hope these holidays, you can create these unforgettable moments by standing up for yourself, by your emotions. Well, in this case, your emotional mastery training pays off. Really imagine this night. How the night will go on with you feeling more comfortable and moving freely in your body. After all, you actually expose your vulnerability. Because of that, you are feeling much more powerful. Your posture will change, my friend. So, how does this experience, the kind of a little anecdote that I share with you, how does this experience resonate with you? What do you think about having a similar presence at the Thanksgiving dinner you're about to attend? Can you imagine what you like this feeling? How you would like to connect with this feeling through your own training, through your own emotional mastery practice? What does it mean to you to regulate your emotional reactions like this and be able to respond to adversaries with such a calm, grounded, and centered presence? And in 3 months, you can get there. Thinking about this kind of scenario, are you open enough to jump on a path to emotional mastery? Are you even thinking, oh my God, I want that? Check in with yourself. Reflect on this story. Would you like to be in that in the shoes of that person who can stand up and share their feelings with such openness, vulnerability, courage, and presence? Are you open to learn emotional mastery for more self awareness, for more self knowledge, and for more self mastery? You see, learning to pause, to notice emotions, observing the thoughts behind your emotional reactions, and using your breath to discharge emotions into the earth is not just for Thanksgiving or for the holidays. I hope you appreciate that nuance. You can use these techniques as a life skill for the rest of your life, because the triggers are not just for the holidays when we are so stressed and feeling exhausted and overwhelmed. It's everywhere. The triggers are throughout the year. Learning emotional mastery is a journey, though. It's not just one off, an overnight phenomenon. It's a process. And as you walk on this path and practice these tools and techniques, obviously and naturally, your abilities, your capacity to execute control over your emotional reactions become more potent over time. And when you reach such heights, you get more conscious of your fight or flight defense mechanisms, which is part of your self knowledge, acquiring self knowledge of why you are finding yourself in these fight or flight responses and reactions. And as you master your emotions, you notice that you have more and more mental space during every single trigger event. That's what I am experiencing these days after so many, obviously, years of training and teaching emotional mastery, as well as so many of my clients feel that shift in their reactions, and they are turning their reactions into responses. And that's the space, that's the mental space, that's where the power of choosing your responses lies. As you live more consciously, you're going to have more energy to do things that you want to do instead of feeling exhausted and loss of energy, lack of energy to do anything as that brings joy to you. So basically, you give your life away when you keep reacting to triggers. So now imagine how your life will change, as we are talking about that, if you made the emotional mastery be the core part of who you are and how you live your life. Just imagine for a single moment here, just for a second. I'm curious if you'd like to start walking on this path and how far you can take this journey. I'm very curious as we come to end of our episode today. I am very curious how you take these emotional mastery possibilities, the potential into your life, and what you can do with it. Please share your comments below. And until next time, wishing you all the best. Happy holidays. Happy Thanksgiving.